Siguro yung nagkaroon na lang ako ng interest nung simula nung nag-high school na ako dahil sa mga teachers ko rin. So, nalaman ko gusto ko kagaya ng gusto ko dahil I'm really into science. Gustuhan ko rin maging doktor someday kaso pagka sinasabi kong gusto maging doktor, sinasabi ng magulang ko na ay mahal yan. Ay 10 years ka diyan. Matagal yan bago maging doktor. So, tinanggal ko na sa yun na maging doktor. So, ang lang ding naging pinagbabatayan ko is yung engineering since nag-excel naman ako sa math nung high school.
Okay.
So, sinabi ko, engineering na lang. And nung college na, dapat take ko talaga po is engineering. Tapos po, nung nasa school na po ako, nakita ko sa mahal nung tuition sa engineering. And hindi po kasi ako nakapag-magad sa mga state university. Hindi kasi kaso. So, no choice ako. Ang mahal engineering. So, tinake ko lang is yung education, major in math. Since math naman, sabi ko, ay may math yan. Okay na yan. So, yun sir.
State
so,
University.
Paglipas ng panahon, habang tagal, napapamahal na rin sa pagtuturo. Naging okay naman ako. Tapos, so sir, nag-stop po ako. Siguro, ang second year college, nag-stop ako noon. And akala nga po hindi na po ako makakabalik kasi parang mahal ng tuition. Naipon po yung bayarin ko sa school. Nag-stop pa ako. Then, nagtrabaho ako sa iba't ibang fast food chains, sa Jollibee, sa Goldilocks, naging bagger din po. Tapos mga after 2 po, yung mga batch ko nagsisigraduate na. Medyo sa pakiram ko po, naiingit po kasi sila teachers na silang ma'am, sir. So, ang ginawa ko po noon is nag-ipon ako para makabayad ng tuition. So, yung utang ko sa school. Then, tinulungan na din ako ng magulang ko na bayaran yung tuition. Then, nakapuna po ako sa school. Then, nalaman sa sarili, ay, magiging B talaga ako. And ayun po, hanggang sa ngayon, fresh. Ay, pa. Ngayon, wala pa graduation dahil po sa COVID-19 eh. So, ayun po. So, pero matago na rin ko fresh graduate. So, thankful kay God na natapos ko tong sa to. And then, nandito na ako sa Angelicum Prima sa Montessori School. So, yun lang sir.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Sir Romar. By sharing, I have realized now we really have similarities, no? All of us, we are not totally different. So the same with that, State Universities, my deadlines. And when we were young, we're not very familiar. Wala pang masyadong internet, Facebook, that you will be aware of them. Okay. And then yung teachers, they are really inspiring. That is what good in our profession. One of the most inspiring, one of the most influential influencers. For sure, there were teachers that you idolize, that changed your life, that changed your way of thinking, right? And this year, that will be us. Okay, for sure, we can impact the lives of the students. We can influence them. That's why we really have to be careful about the things that we are going to share, in order to inspire them. Okay, to teach them not to give up. Wag naman yung we will discourage them not to continue. Okay, those are not good words from teachers, because whether they like it or not, students look up to us. They really admire us. Okay, so we have to be aware of that. Ma'am Ana first or Ma'am Jocelyn? Ma'am Ana. Ma'am Ana, is your mic working? Or is Ma'am Ana done? I think Ma'am Ana is done. Or Miss Hannah?
Yes, sir. I'm done.
Okay. So Miss Hannah, I'm sorry for that. Miss Hannah?
Sir.
Hannah, can you turn on your microphone? Miss Hannah, I'm not sure if Miss Hannah can hear us. So can we have Miss Jocelyn first? Okay, ma'am.
Po.
Jocelyn's ready.
Ayun po, good morning po. So, dati po talaga, gustong-gusto ko na po talaga maging teacher. Wala
Yes
na
po, good morning.
Okay. Miss Jocelyn first. And then Miss, who's that? Miss Hannah? I'm not sure if Miss Hannah can.
Hello po, good morning.
Okay. So the one talking is Ma'am Jocelyn? Oh no. May I have your name? Okay, let's have Miss Jocelyn first. Miss Jocelyn, you may continue, okay?
Okay po. So, before po talaga, gustong-gusto ko na po talaga maging teacher. Since high school po, gawa po ng na-inspired po ako ng mga teachers ko. Sobrang nagagalingan ako sa kanila. Yung mga testimony nila, pag nasi-share sila sa classroom, kung ano yung mga pinagdaanan nila, yung mga bagay na may mga subjects na mahina sila, then, yun, mag-aral lang sila, ganyan. Kaya sila naging magaling. Yung mga ganun pong testimony po nila. Sobrang, yun po yung nagpapa-inspire po sa akin that time. So, gusto ko talaga maging teacher. Tapos uso po dati yung after 5 years from now, ano ka na, ganyan. So, talaga pong sinusulat doon, teacher talaga. Pero nung dumating po sa college, talagang merong part na, ito ba talaga yung gusto mo? Kasi lagi nilang sinasabi na hindi ka yayaman dyan, walang pera dyan. Ganyan. Maliit lang sahod ng mga teacher, tapos ang daming yung trabaho, maraming tumatandang dalaga, walang mga asawa, ang dami pong nega na nilang sinasabi sa pagiging guro. Pero, yun nga yung calling po talaga natin as a teacher. Yung para ka talaga sa calling na magiging guro ka talaga. Pero ang second choice ko po nung nag-enroll po ako is physical therapy po. So,
Wow.
mahilig po ako So, ang ginawa ko po noon, dahil gustong-gusto ko siya, instead na yun po yung coding ko, nag-aral na lang ako sa TESDA, ganyan kasi may mga courses naman po sa TESDA na pwede ka mag-aral ng gano'n. So, ayun, nag-aral po ako at the same time. Pinurso ko po yung pagiging teacher. So, ayun po.
What
Ito
course
na
in
po
TESDA?
Nag-aral po ako ng reflexology.
Okay. So it shows na even you are a teacher, you can still pursue your other passions, your other interests. We are free to do them, right?
Okay.
And then the beautiful traits that I've heard from Miss Jocelyn, hard work, patience. Yan talaga for teachers. We are known to be hard workers, to be really persevering, to be really responsible. Di ba? Pag sabing teachers, ang daming ginagawa yan. He or she is always busy. He or she is always studying. You have studied in high school, in college, and then right now, today, you will study again before facing your class. So those are traits that are really being admired by the society to us teachers. So there are more other things that we can be proud of. I'm not sure if everyone is done. I think Miss Hannah, Miss Hannah's microphone is now on. Ma'am Hannah. Okay, before Ma'am Hannah, I'm not sure if this will be disconnected. If this will be, you will just use the same link. But I think it's now removed. We can exceed. Okay, that is only in case. If this will not be disconnected, we will continue. All right. Do you remember the same link earlier? The link that we used earlier? Okay.
Yes, sir. Nasa group chat po.
Okay. Now, right now, we can continue. We can have Miss Hannah. Hi, Miss Hannah. Okay.
Yes po.
Miss Hannah.
Yes po, good morning po.
Okay.
So ako naman po, sa province po kasi namin, sa Quezon, parang naririnig niyo po ako?
Yes.
Sa province po kasi namin, parang dalawa lang po yung course, teacher lang at saka management. So wala po akong choice kundi teacher po yung kunin ko. And kasi po yung nanay ko po ay teacher din.
Okay.
And then lahat po kami magkakapatid, teacher din po ang kinuha namin lahat. Po ako nakapag-work as a teacher. Kasi po nagkaanak na po ako and then pero nag-tutor po ako. And then ngayon this ano na lang po, last na pagiging teacher kasi po yung anak ko po malaki na po. And then hanggang ngayon po, ayun, napapagpatuloy ko po yung aking calling na maging teacher.
So there's dedication, parang buo ang loob, right? I think Miss Hannah is lost. We can now hear Ma'am Hannah. But if your family members, your mom, your mom or teachers, you know how hard
Kasi
the work of a
parang
teacher
ano
is.
po parang kapag naging teacher ka, yes po. Yes po. Pag naging teacher ka po, parang gusto mo lang yes po.
Probably there's the late receive. Okay, continue, Ma'am Hannah.
Asan na po tayo?
I think Miss Hannah is still talking. Do you hear Miss
Okay
Hannah?
po.
Do you hear
Hello
her?
po.
Ayan, Miss Hannah. There's an issue with your internet connectivity.
Narinig niyo na ba?
Yes, but we can hear you. We can hear you. I'm not sure, but we can probably go back to Miss Hannah later.
Okay na po.
Okay, yes. Are there other things that you would like to say? That you'd like to add?
Okay na po.
Yes.
Yes. With connection po.
Okay.
3 years po. Mga 4 years na po ako ngayong nagtuturo.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Okay, so hopefully you can use your background, okay, your experiences, together with the new learnings that you may have for this year, because every year is a new year, right, for being a teacher. When you're a new school, it seems that you are always a beginner. Even though I've been already teaching for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, when you enter the classroom for every school year, it's like it's the first time. There are things that are always happening. And that is what I personally love about teaching, you know. Unlike in other industries, in office works, probably if I've been doing this for a year already, I'm very familiar about the things that I'm doing. But for a teacher, it's always like the first time, right? There are things that are unexpected. There are things that are surprising
Yes.
that you don't know will happen day by day. Yung lesson plan, I'm not sure if it's proper for me to say that, pero yung lesson plan, most of the time, iba ang nangyayari, ano? It's not what we planned that will happen. Kaya yung mga teachers are really flexible. They can adjust, they can do things that are necessary, they can do adjustments, they can change the plan on the spot because of unforeseen or unexpected circumstances. Thank you for your sharing. So this is our topic for today. Ayan. So it's more than 40 minutes right now, but we are not disconnected. This is the next question. So anyone can share, anyone can speak. What's your idea about this so that we can move forward to the next slide immediately? Or I may also call any one of you, okay? So your answers can be just one sentence, it's okay. Or a few sentences. So assessment, it's about performance tasks, the written works, the activities, they are assessments. And here, according to the author, it's William, I was unable to put it here, it's a bridge of teaching to learning. Let me check. Okay, teaching and learning according to William. It's a bridge. So what do you think? Can someone unmute the mic and explain why is assessment a bridge from learning to teaching? So the last one who recited was Ma'am Hannah. So probably we can ask Ma'am Julie or Ma'am Anna May. Okay, Ma'am Julie or Ma'am Anime, who would like to go first?
Sige ako na po, sir.
Okay, Ma'am
Hi,
Julie.
sir.
Bakit
Sorry for
bridge?
the interruption.
It's okay.
I have currently problem with my internet connection. So, kakarating lang po nung gagawa. So,
Okay, so you will be out
Okay
for a
lang.
minute. Ay, okay na. Okay. Welcome back. Ma'am Julie, Ma'am Ano? Bakit kaya siya bridge in any language? Ma'am Julie, we cannot hear you.
Wait lang.
Probably we have to.
Hello, sir.
Ay, Ma'am Julie, it's okay now.
Ako na po mauna.
Yes.
For me, sir, teaching is a bridge kasi yun yung ano natin ng malalaman natin yung sa assessment kung malalaman natin yung assessment ng bata kung sila ba ay naka-learn or nag-learn doon sa ating tinuro or kung ano yung na-teach natin sa kanila. So parang bridge na rin natin yon para malalaman natin kung ano hanggang saan yung capacity ng bata para kung saan yung nag-learn siya, saan yung kanyang pinaka-weakness sa ano doon sa yung tinuro, ano yung pinaka-mastered niya doon sa tinuro mo. So, doon sir, malalaman natin kung saan pa ba tayo, kung magdediretso ba tayo sa class or magre-review muna tayo sa yung doon sila nahihirapan. Ganun sir, parang mas ano na po natin na yung assessment na to, dito sa assessment na to bumaba yung mga bata ko sa ganitong topic. So, kailangan mo hindi ka, magpo-proceed ba ako or magaganito ba ako? So, kailangan po talaga yun, sir, para ano. So, yun yung nagiging bridge natin para magtutuloy ba tayo or magre-review muna tayo sa class natin or sa topic na diniscuss. Thank you, sir.
What a very commendable answer. Okay, I think we have heard really good insight by, is that Ma'am Julie?
Yes po.
Okay, let's clap our hands. You know how to clap? Let's clap our hands for Ma'am Julie. Ayan. So we will know if we are going to proceed or not, because before we only have evaluation. Okay, if I give a test, if you didn't listen, if you didn't learn, it's enough. It's finished there. It's done. No more chances. You didn't listen in the discussion. So right now, assessment, we bring them, we lead them to cross the bridge. It can be before, it can be in the middle. We know if we're going to go back, if we're going to proceed. Okay, we give assessments from time to time. You see the children, but there are 4 of them. From the beginning towards the end, there are a series of assessments. It's not the final judgment. Okay, now this is the assessment. We will know if we learn or not. Yes, it is that way, but it is something that will help us to proceed. If we are going to proceed, if we're going to repeat, okay, if they are for us to know their progress. Thank you so much for that. I know the other teachers agree with that, and if you have other things to add later on, we will have a chance. So the teachers are very aware with the purpose to assess the strengths and weaknesses. It's not about to judge them. It's not only to grade them. Okay, these are the importance of assessments. If you can see here at the bottom, let me check the annotate. Okay, if you can see here at the bottom, there's the majority should be for learning. Periodic, okay, we will schedule a periodic exam. Okay, but it's only once a month. Okay, at the end of the quarterly exam. But aside from this, majority of the assessments are for learning, for the students to know, for the students to learn, and for us to know if they are learning. Hindi lang tayo turo ng turo, ano? We have to gather, we have to have an idea to assess if they are learning so that we can guide them. Okay? So mamaya, we are just teaching and teaching. We're not sure if they are learning. The content is just secondary. What they are learning is the most important. Okay? And then for the next slide, let me check. It's also... Ayan. There are... I'm not sure if we're going to delete the annotate. Clear. Okay. There it is. For learning as learning. Before, we only have assessment of learning. We will not dwell on this anymore. You already have this subject before, right? Assessment of
Yes.
learning. So right now, we have assessment for learning, what we already discussed, what you already mentioned earlier. But right now, this is the question. Can you see the question mark? Assessment as learning. Okay? A while ago, Miss Anna was unable to share, so probably Miss Anna can say about something about assessment as learning. Assessment for learning, for them to learn, assessment of learning, to know if they learned. But this is something that is a question for us. Can Miss Anna probably answer the question, or Sir Romar? Okay, Miss Anna
Sir, I
first.
think assessment as learning po as ito po ay parang student-based po. Tama po ba?
Yes, go ahead.
Yung
Please
po yung
expound.
pagkakaintindi ko. So, bali, nakafocus po siya sa student. So, yung mismong ituturo, parang more on sa student-based po. So, binibigyan natin sila ng time para pag-aralan yung mismong lesson. Then, kung may mga questions sila or kung may mga hindi sila naintindihan, that's the time po na mag-a-ask sila sa teacher.
That's really good. Okay. So at the same time, on their own, they can learn. Assessment is not
Yes
just
po.
for grades. Okay, I'm here, I'm a teacher, I'm just here to grade you. Okay? So sometimes I don't agree, we don't agree. We don't agree with that statement because we are teachers, we are not graders. So we are not just here to grade. The assessments are not only for grades. It is for them to learn. And at the same time, while they are doing the assessment, they are learning. Okay? So for sure, the other teachers would like to add other things, but you will have the chance to do so on our following slides. So clear all drawing. Let's proceed. Okay. So formative and summative. So formative, not always graded. Why do you think is the process? So if we're not grade it, di ba? Why is it important? Because sometimes we are focused on grading, to grade everything, right? And the main purpose of education is not to grade actually. Okay? Kasi as long as I can give a grade, I'm okay. I'm fine with the requirements. I'm complete as a teacher. Pero it's not the main reason why we are here. Okay? So for formative, we'll focus on formative assessment. We focus on the process, how they are learning, if they are learning, and not the product. Okay? So kita na lang tayo sa deadline on, let's say, after 1 week. If wala kayong nagawa, that's it. I did my job. Okay? That's not the proper way to do it. Okay? Formative, we guide them in the process. Later on, we'll know more about these things. So probably you are also, we'll hear from Sir Omar later about which has greater impact. Descriptive, we have to describe, not evaluate, not to judge them, but to describe what they are learning. It's continuous. Every day, in each day, you can give a series of assessments, okay? So that it is continuous, you know what they are learning. And then, compared to summative assessment and formative assessment, which has greater impact? We can ask Sir Omar, or is Miss Jocelyn done with the recitation? Done? Kanina? May natanong. Wala pa yan. We can choose either Miss Jocelyn or Sir Omar. Whoever will be the first one to unmute. Ang question is, which has greater impact on learning? Okay? Not on grades. And why? I think Miss Jocelyn is speaking. We cannot hear.
For me, ayan po. So, for me po, pag summative po kasi, we will know kapag tapos na yung lesson, i-create some test po. And malalaman po natin kung talagang may natutunan yung mga bata. At the same time po kasi, di ba yung formative nga po, sinasabi po na is within the process po kasi siya.
Yes.
So, tingnan po natin kung merong dun sa mga nilesson mo, meron bang may kulang pa ba or may something ba na hindi nila na-gets. So, for me po,
Okay, go ahead. Diba?
Which has a greater impact and why?
Mm-hmm.
For me, same po eh.
Yes.
Kasi without the formative, parang hindi ka makakapag-present sa summative. So,
Exactly.
ang hirap naman po nun without formative, mag-present sa summative. So, hindi mo malalaman kung saan ba mahina yung mga estudyante mo or kung saan ba dapat bigyan ng pansin. Yun po for
Okay.
me.
That's the main point. Okay? So that's the main point. Before the summative, before the exam, before the scheduled quiz, okay, next meeting or 2 weeks from now, we will have an activity. Did you prepare them for that? So before we have the major assessment, there are preparations, there are minor assessments, there are formative assessments towards the major graded requirement or task. There are small assessments that we do, okay, day by day or every week for us to know if they are ready for the summative assessment. And that is really what is great about what you have shared, okay? So for the formative, we have to prepare them fully for the summative assessment, okay? Pwedeng unannounced. Summative is something that should be really, they are really prepared. You have prepared for them. You have given similar assessments or tests before. You can see na, okay, we are ready for the summative assessment because of the series of formative assessments. There are activities, there are group works, there are smaller quizzes that you are giving to prepare them. Formative assessments are related to the summative assessment. Okay? They are almost similar to summative assessment. We prepare them. Hindi yung, okay, tapos na. We will proceed to the next lesson. You don't have a chance anymore. Okay? So, it's something that should be continuous. Thank you for sharing that. This is the anyway, you can see this next slide in the curriculum guide. Performance tasks, 50%. Before the performance tasks, there should be smaller tasks that will prepare them. We will guide them. Kasi diba right now, we have the idea na the teacher gave a task, the teacher gave an activity, then walang guidance. There are no guidance, there are no instructions. Kasi independent learning, 21st century learning, right? So the formative assessments, before the major task, there are guidance. There are formative assessments. Okay, before we proceed to the big task, there are preparatory activities leading to the assessment. Halos parehas dun sa summative assessment. Okay? This is a major task. Well, just a quick PTs, performance task. Kasi yung iba performance task is recitation, yung what else? Attendance. Okay? So usually, performance tasks according to DepEd Order DO number 8 show what they know and are able to do in different ways. Integrate to specific real life. Let me use the annotation. Integrate to specific real life. It must be related to real life. If your students have the question in mind, ma'am, sir, what is the importance of what we are discussing in our real life? Can I use this when I apply a job? And personally, I've received that question, okay, particularly in literature classes. So that is something that is really important for us to answer. If we don't know personally, or the students don't know personally, what is the importance of what we are teaching to real life, that's a major concern. Huwag na kayo kasi ito yung nakalagay sa DepEd. This is what is mentioned in the book. So pag-aralan natin ito, even we don't know the importance in real life. Okay? Integration in real life is very important. Okay? And 21st skills, the C's. Creativity, collaboration, what else? Communication, critical thinking. So next, ayan, the 4 C's that we have to develop. Online na, it's already the new normal. Can we still develop the 4 C's? We will do our best. Okay? So you can take a picture of that. You can have a screenshot of the 4 C's. That in everything we do, this is very important. Creativity is very important. Kaya si teacher, wala na, hindi na, the teacher didn't guide the students anymore. Okay, that is a malpractice. We have to improve that. Okay? Ayan. So, Ma'am Hannah, probably, or Sir Romar, would like to read and explain. Education has, anyone? Sir Romar or Sir Hannah? Education has one purpose: prepare students for real world.
Education.
Yes. Don't mind the question at the bottom, okay? My apologies for that.
Education has but one main purpose: to prepare prepare students for the real world. To do what sorry sir. To do that we need to get real in education. It's imperative that we provide ongoing, authentic learning opportunities to our students. By Steve. Sorry, sir, I can read Steve
Okay.
Revington.
Okay, it's okay. It's kind of small probably in your screen. Okay.
I'm
Anyone who would like to
kasing,
share your thoughts or your opinion about this, about authentic learning? Miss Hannah or Sir Romor probably, or anyone. Miss Jocelyn, yes. Thank you.
For me po, authentic learning is very important to our students. Kasi po dito, we give tasks, hindi lang more on reading, but we give them opportunity para po mag-perform. Ganun para po mapagkakaintindi ko sa authentic learning. We give activities that related to the real world na pwede nilang magamit in the future. Ganun po. And sa authentic po, ayan, nagbibigay po tayo ng mga activities na related nga po sa lesson natin. At the same time, related din po siya in the future na pwede nilang magamit.
Exactly.
Ganun po.
In the future, they can be, of course, they will be in college. It will prepare them for college. It will prepare them for their career. Okay. And I like the use of the word opportunities. Okay. For them to perform. Because right now, it's not only the teacher who is the star of the classroom. Okay. We have to give them opportunities, experiences that they can be proud of. Na someday na they will really treasure and they will not forget. Diba? As teachers, we already know what are the things that they will not forget. At the end of the day, you will not remember everything that I have said, but you will surely recall everything that you do, everything that you have shared, everything that you did out of this. That is something that you can remember, that you can use even after this talk, right? So I'm not sure. I think we cannot hit our target of 30. Probably we can have a short lunch later. But right now, let us watch this from Jay Maktai. Ready? What is teaching for understanding?
How do we create rich?
Sir, wala po kami marinig. Ay,
Sir,
Hindi
wala
lang po
pong
sa-
audio.
Hindi namin marinig, sir.
Apply or use their learning in meaningful ways.
You cannot hear
I
it.
want teaching to be
You cannot hear.
mahina lang po. Pero earlier po, sir, ko wala.
About the others, wala.
Wala po.
Okay. Let's try again. Let's try sa YouTube, ano? Assessing what matters most. Do you hear it now?
Yes, sir.
we create rich, authentic tasks that give us evidence of student understanding and ability to apply their learning. I think that a modern education should prepare students not only to learn,
Nawala po yung sound, sir.
Wala po.
in athletics, the players know that there's a game, and that's what they're working to get better at. So just as the game provides a reason for practice and authentic performance as our goal, I hope that students see that school is directed toward authentic, worthy performances, and that teachers function as coaches to help kids get better so they can play the game. I want students to understand the goals that we're working toward, and hopefully to see that those goals are worthwhile and are worth working to achieve. We should be teaching for understanding and transfer.
Ayan, I hope you're able to understand the message, although we had a problem with the sound. Should we repeat the video? Okay. Mahina talaga siya? Or you're able to understand the message of the video? So this is it. Understanding is revealed when students make sense. We should know the sense of what we are teaching and transfer it to authentic performance. What's the sense of what we are teaching? It's for the exam. It's for you to pass. It's for you to have the honors and the medal after the year. Okay? It's not the main purpose of learning, right? It's not the main
Yes.
purpose of learning. It's something that they can make sense. They can use in real life. That's why we always have to connect it to real life situations. Something that they can use in the future. Okay? Now, what did you learn in elementary? I didn't know. I cannot remember anymore. Okay? So it's the skills that matters most and the attitudes. Okay, that they will bring forward. And we're talking about performance tests. There are performance tests that are too easy and there are tests that are too difficult, right? So if you are going to ask, what task did you get? Wash 5 test tubes. That's very easy, right? Launch a satellite and operate it for profit. That is very difficult. So how can we know if it's so easy or difficult? We have the standards from the DepEd. And hopefully, you already have the copy of the curriculum guides, right? For every level or for the subject that you will be teaching. There are the performance standards, okay, that are expected for them to perform, okay? And the learning competencies. You can select the best learning competencies and they should be able to do the performance standard. So, and our focus for this one, the GRASPs. So you're familiar with GRASPs. G stand for, G means goal, R for role. Oh, okay,
Role.
audience, situation, product standards, and standard for success. Real world experiences. So before the end of the day, you will conceptualize an example of a GRASPs assessment for your subject. Okay, so you can start thinking of a task that you will give probably for the first quarter. Okay, following the GRASPs. You can see the link that I shared in the chat. You can access them. Okay, so that you can identify what is your goal, what is your role. Okay, what is the audience, situation, product, or standards. So I'm not sure if you can hear this one. So just tell me if you cannot hear the audio, okay? It's a sample of a performance task. Is that okay, everyone? Okay, you can use your thumbs up. Are you ready? If you can hear it, you can use thumbs up, okay? If not, you can inform me. You can unmute.
Preview.
This is the example. Goal, role, audience. You can see that's the goal. That the goal that the students should do. The role, Artist paid by Pag-asa, right? The weather station. Audience, people of the Philippines. Of course, you will be airing online. If you will be a broadcaster, the whole country will be listening to you. It's a real world audience, okay? We can go beyond the classroom. It's not just the who will be the audience? Your classmates, your teachers. It's not only that. Let us assume, okay? Let us portray that we are going to show this to the bigger world. Okay? It's not only for your classmates. As a situation, there's a super typhoon. That's the problem, the situation. It's about disaster preparedness, English and science, okay? So that's the situation. That's the story behind. It's beyond the normal situation that we are doing this for requirement. No, okay? It's the situation. There's the problem. There's something that you have to address or to solve. There's an issue. Ayun, it's gone.
Preview.
That's the product. That's the project they have to fulfill. Subject is disaster preparedness. That's for the science subject, science teacher to grade, because it's integrated with English. Science and English at the same time. Do you somewhat get it? Anyway, we will have the slide, the copy of the slide. You can search it in Facebook, more about GRASPs. So what are the subjects that are integrated? What are the subjects? Science and English. Do you hear me talking during the video?
Preview.
Yes, sir.
Yes po.
Okay. So that's it. So that's an example of the goal. And I believe the subject is disaster preparedness for senior high school. Right now, you can also communicate with other teachers how you are going to combine two subjects, two or more subjects in one task. Okay? It will be very helpful for the students and for the teachers, so that they will not just submit mediocre projects na okay lang yan, as long as we can submit, we can comply. If they know that this will be graded for 2 or 3 subjects, they have to do their best. Okay? So this is the meaning of the GRASPs, right? For sure you are already aware of what those GRASPs stand for, right? For the goal, okay? Whose voice we haven't heard yet? Sir Omar's done. Ma'am Hannah, can you choose one word? What is goal? Choose one word and then explain so that we will understand. What is goal? Okay.
Goal po is
Let's have this. Before Ma'am Hannah, so there are different words here, right? That are similar, synonymous with goal. You can choose any word. We can call anyone. And then what is goal? What is the goal? Based on any word here that you can see in the screen. We can also ask Mom Julie, okay? Mom Julie or Ma'am Hannah. Who would like to go first? Or anyone who would like to help?
Sige, sir, ako na po.
Miss Julie?
Yes po.
Okay.
Goal, yun po yung is the target, or yun po yung kailangan natin i-inform sa ating kung ano man yung topic or na kailangan malaman. So, yun po ang goal. Kailangan mo yung kanino, sino ang i-inform mo dito. So, dapat, sir, malalaman mo kung paano nila paano sila makakapag paano sila matututo, kumbaga, kung sa loob ng klase po is yung goal mo pagkatapos dito sa discussion na ito, parang objective po siya ng lesson plan na we have to ganito po pagkatapos ng klase dapat ma-master ng bata yung ganitong skills ng ganitong then and able to perform ng kung ano man po yung pinapagawa.
Exactly.
Yun.
They know the goal. They know the purpose. Thank you so much for that, Ma'am Julian. Okay? Everyone, we are clear on that. What they need to learn, what they need to do. So for the role earlier, it's the same one. So you can choose what is their role. Authentic role. When you say authentic, real world role. Okay? You are a student, that's okay, that's totally fine. But if you can go beyond the role of a student, for example, you are the teacher, you are a doctor, you are an accountant, that is your role. And then we will have real world audience. Okay? Who will, para kanino yung project na yon? Okay? Who will be watching you? Sometimes merong board of directors, there are the owners of different companies, the Filipino people. Okay, there are clients, customers, who will be your customers, right? So you have to satisfy not only your teachers, you will impress not only your classmates, but there are the real world audience, okay, who will critique, who will receive your work, okay? Example of a role who hasn't recited yet, probably Ma'am Jocelyn or Ma'am Hannah or anyone who would like to speak. Choose one of them, okay? Sir Omar, yes?
Sir, naririnig niyo ako, sir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the role, sir, doctor. So and their audience are the patients. So, right, sir. Yung role ng doctor is to cure or gamutin yung mga patients. Yes.
Exactly. You are a doctor, okay? What's the subject? English, let's say, okay, or science. English is my undergrad course. You are going to ask them about the symptoms, what they feel, okay? How long they are having these symptoms. Do you get it? And even here in Zoom, in Messenger, they can record a sample conversation. Okay? It's better if it is on the spot. So if you are the doctor, a patient will come in, okay? And the patient will tell you the symptoms, what he or she is experiencing. Ano yung masakit, okay, for how long. And then the doctor will give instructions. Will explain, okay, the possible cause. And will give instructions to the patient moving forward. You get it? That's an authentic role. If you are a doctor or if you are teaching science, what's the possible role of the doctor? Okay, and how will the audience react to that? If you are the audience is the patient, you are the patient. How you're going to answer those questions? Okay, say English or Filipino. Science, if you are talking about diseases, if you are talking about health. And the doctor will explain, okay, you have to drink plenty of water. You have to take more sleep. Okay. You have to avoid stress. And this is a grade 5 lesson about the healthy tips, how you can maintain a healthy body. Do you get it? That's a sample of an authentic role and audience. Okay. So it's like role playing. It's like a simulation that will be very helpful outside the classroom or in the future. Sample of the situation, you may answer when, where, when, or why, because later on we'll have an activity. You can answer them. That's a sample. This is for grade 1. It's not true that this is only good for higher levels. This is even suitable for preschool. Okay? Can someone read? Miss Hannah?
Yes po. Pet care. You're the owner of a pet shop. You will create a sign to help your customers know what they need to take care of their new pets. Choose a pet and write a description of the items. Pet owner needs to take care of his or her pet.
Okay, the question, what is the where, what is the when, what is the why? It's not important to answer all these questions, but it's good if you can complete them all. Okay, I'll be asking any one of you, what is the where, what's the when, what's the why. There are more other examples of these tasks in the modules that I sent in the links. Sir Jerome can provide you. Okay, so imagine how the students are going to do this. The pupils will present signs, okay, of how to take care of your pet. That's the lesson. How to take good care of our pets. And the project, they will submit signs. Okay, they can draw, or if they're good in animation, they can present a poster. In my case, I always ask them to include their face, their own body, okay, their own image, to make sure that they will not just get it from Google. Okay, so they will present them in class. So these are the signs that we can put when we have our own pet shop. Is anyone ready to answer? What's the where, when, or why? Miss Hannah is done. Miss Julie is done. Miss Anna May?
Okay, sir. So, for example po, since pet care po yun sa topic, where, bali, kung paano natin siya, for example, iaalagaan yung, for example, aso. So, unang-una doon, yung sa pet care natin, paano siya i-groom or paliguan or, ang tawag dito, gupitan ng kuko.
Mm.
Where, saan natin siya pwedeng paliguan. So, through that, kailangan nila i-illustrate or magbigay sila ng picture kung paano papaliguan or kung ano yung ways on how to take care their pets.
Because
Then,
of that.
when? So, tuwing kailan lang ba kailangan paliguan ng aso or isang beses sa isang araw? Why? Bakit ba natin ginagawa yung pagpapaligo sa aso? Ano reason? So, anong makukuha nung anong purpose nung ginagawa mo para dun sa pet mo? Yun
So they
po.
can illustrate. That's a great word. They can show a poster. I also remember infographic. That's also one of my favorite tasks about the what, when, where, or why. The only issue about this project is they can get anything online. The images are available everywhere. So
Yes.
I'm requiring them to connect it to their own life. It must be a real story if they have their own pet at home. Okay? And then in the poster, I sometimes in the higher grades, I ask them to include their image sa poster. Andoon sila, okay? They have the
To make
picture,
it
taking
authentic
good care of their
talaga.
own pet, okay? To make sure kasi everything that you will ask them to submit an essay, submit a poster, even a video, they can download a video just like what I did. Okay? How can you make sure that it's my own work? I should be able to hear their own voice. Okay? I should see them in the video. I know if they have memorized it or if they are just reading, they show themselves in the video. You can see them in the video. Okay? It's something that they really own, that they really did, they really do for us to know if they understand. Later, prepare your own GRASPS. The products. This is the issue, sayaw-sayaw, okay, kanta. So there are two-way validity tests. That is the issue right now. There are more on drama, more on singing, more on dancing. And how will my children learn from these tasks? That is the main concern of the parents. There are two things that we have to remember. Number one, can a student with no understanding of the content do it well? If you will assign them to sing a song or to dance, even without no understanding of the topic or the subject, your subject is science or math, they can dance and sing very well. They are really talented, right? So that is not a valid performance task. On the right side, this is the correct one. Okay? Can a student with deep understanding of the content not do it well? So ito rin, mali din siya. So let's check. Okay. It's just an issue here. Ayan, both of them are wrong. They get it? If the task that you gave, kahit the ones who are not listening, the ones who are not attending your class, the ones who are not answering the formative assessments, they can do it very well kasi it's singing or dancing or it's acting. Those are not the things that we will grade. Okay? Second, can a student with deep understanding, even the ones who are always paying attention, who are good in what you are teaching, cannot do it well, it means that the product or the performance is not valid. We have to change it. Now, those who only know about the lesson can perform very well doon sa task. Do you get it? So that we can lessen, we can avoid yung issues. Now, parang if you are going to make a video, the student is not good at making a video. I'm not good in making effects, in editing a video. Is your subject computer? If your subject is computer, then yes, that's a good performance task. Okay? If they will be graded for editing. But since my subject is English, like what I said, that's my major way back, I will not add grades on editing or animations. I will only focus on the message and how you speak, how you deliver the message. They get it? So only the computer teachers will grade the editing. Were you able to
Yes,
follow?
sir.
Yes, anyone? Any opinions? For sure you already encountered this before. Later on, you are going to make your own task. We will try to determine if it is valid for your subject, okay? Go ahead, Miss Julian.
Sir, kasi po, example po, meron po sa classroom, halimbawa po, Filipino, meron pong nagpapa-role play for the sa subject, sir. So, halimbawa, yung mga Noli, tapos mga El Filibusterismo, mga ganun po yung mga work ni Rizal. Although na babasahin ng teacher, yung mas minsan po, imbis na basahin ng teachers doon sa harap po ng student, dapat yung binibigay na lang ng teacher sa student niya yung topic na yun or yung isang kabanata po doon para i-role play po nila. So sa ganun po, sila po yung gumawa ng action. Parang nakaka-learn po sila doon from. Tapos hindi naman kasi nila maipi-play or madadramatize yung kanilang play kung hindi po nila na basa yung concept, kung ano po yung mga lines doon. And then sa doon po, the way po sila nag-play, makikita po natin kung ano yung naintindihan nila or saan po may ganito, kung may maliman or doon po nakikita po natin kung ano yung skills na pwede nilang ipakita. So in that case po, mas ano po sa teacher na okay, ganito po. So pwede na lang po tayo as teacher po, pwede na lang i-correct or ano po. Yun po doon po makikita. Pero yung skills po nila, nandun din po yung skills na ipapakita. And then yung knowledge nila doon about sa topic na binigay. Yun po, sir.
Okay. Is that a valid performance task for Noli Me Tangere? How about the other teachers? Can you be able to see if they have mastered the subject through role play? The answer is yes. Okay? For Noli Me Tangere. Okay? For literature subjects, even for English, because you can assess the way they speak. Okay? So how about for other subjects? How about if you will ask them to present a video of Noli Me Tangere for the new normal? Okay? And then their video, no special effects, low quality video. Is their grade in Filipino or Noli Me Tangere be affected by those qualities?
Wala naman po, sir, kasi po for ano po yan for computer subject na po yung ganyan po.
Sometimes. Go ahead.
Kasi po pag nagbibigay naman po ng ganong klaseng halimbawa role play, meron naman pong criteria ang binibigay yung teacher. So doon po i-base kung ano po yung dapat na i-master ng mga bata or yung mga learners, kung saan po sila dapat doon mag-focus, doon po yun sa criteria na babase.
Exactly. The focus of the lesson of the subject. Okay, there's the criteria for English, criteria for math. You can combine your subjects, but there are different criteria or expectations per subject. Okay, so if I'm going to submit a video of a speech, I don't have special effects. I'm not good at that. Okay, but if this is a speech lesson, then yes. Okay, we don't have to look into the quality, the editing, right? So that is about the validity. Thank you so much for the insights. I agree with all the things that Ma'am Julian shared. Will you be teaching Filipino, Ma'am Julian?
No po, handling po, nursery, kinder, and English 1 and English 2.
Okay, that's it. All right. So if, ma'am, sir, I don't have a camera, I don't have a cell phone. If they are going to submit an essay, all right, if that is English, that's good. That's going to be totally fine. If they will send it to you via text, via messenger, they will send the essay, it's okay. All right, as long as it agrees on the criteria for English or for the subject. For Noli Me Tangere, the question that I usually receive is, Ma'am, sir, what is the importance of Noli Me Tangere when I find my own job? Okay, if I need to feed my own family, right? If I have a problem financially in the future, how will Noli Me Tangere and Basilio and Crisostomo Ibarra help me? So we try to connect to their real life experience. Example, if Crisostomo Ibarra is alive until today, what do you think he will do in reaction to online teaching and online learning? We try to connect the piece to our own life, to the real life. Okay? Authentic learning. That's the issue with literature. That's why sometimes they want to get rid of the subject. We always have to try how to connect it to real life. For example, who is the new Crisostomo Ibarra? Who is the new Sisa in our time today? In our politicians, who is the new Crispin and Basilio, and why? Okay, in your family, who do you think in your family is acts as Simeon? Okay, so we try to connect yung characters in the story to our own, to their real lives. Okay, so I think you're hungry right now. The standards is based per subject, criteria for judging. Let's ask one by one. What's your subject and what are the usually the criteria for your subject? Miss Jocelyn has unmute, probably she's ready. Or we can also ask the other teachers. What is your subject and what are usually the criteria for your subject, the standard? Parang pageant.
Ako po ba?
Okay, how about Miss Sir Romar or Miss Hannah? For example, we talk about English, it's about delivery, the content, organization, the arrangement of words, vocabulary, using the right words, and sometimes grammar, if that is the lesson. Okay? How about in your own subject? Anyone?
Ako po, sir.
Yes.
Ako na lang po. Ako na lang po. So, for me po, ang hawak ko pong subject is MAPE po.
Okay.
MAPE. So, usually, we judge them sa criteria based on their performance po. And, usually, was on their performance sa, ano pa ba?
It's okay. Later on, we will
Performance
see
lang po.
yung MAPE, ha? You will create a MAPE task for us today. You will have the criteria. When you are judging, we need a specific lesson. Anong lesson in MAPE and what are the specific criteria? Okay. Can we see that later? Ayan, sa task.
Yes.
Ayan. So we're going to have a working break. What is the time now? Do you see it there in your part? On your end?
56 po, sir.
It's 12 o'clock.
Okay, it's almost 12 o'clock, right? So if you can submit a PowerPoint presentation, is it okay? Can you create a I know PowerPoint presentation. You will send it to me. How can you send it to me? Probably it's not possible. How about using the chat? Can you use the chat? Do you see the chat in the Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Because you are not yet friends in Facebook, okay? Or I don't have your email. Let me see. What is better? Can you create a PowerPoint presentation, or you'll just use the chat? Okay. My options are you can send it to Facebook, you can send it to email, but for now, to save time, okay, you can use the chat. Can you see the chat? Zoom.
Yes, sir.
So you will tell what is your G, R, A, S, P, and S. Okay. I think, of course, the lesson is very important. Okay, I sent a chat to everyone. Do you see chat in Zoom? Please explore.
Sir.
Do you see my
Yes
message?
po.
Okay,
Yes po.
everyone will reply there. Okay, and then you can eat first. Then after probably 10 minutes, we'll try to go back. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is good for 5 to 10 minutes. You can turn off your camera. We can turn off our cameras, and then we'll be back at 12:10. Okay, or start at 12:10, 12:10 or 12:15. Okay. So we will have to extend probably until 1 o'clock. So you can eat your lunch as well. You can eat while having the discussion. Okay. So do your SPS. Then we will resume at 12:10 or 12:15. Are there questions about the task? What is your G? What is G again?
Go.
Goal. Role. A is audience. Situation.
Product,
Product or performance. And then
standards for success.
standards. So these are what you're going to answer in the chat. I will send the template. Is that okay? Let's turn off our cameras now. We'll go back at 12:15. If you have questions, you can ask me in the chat or you can unmute. Are there questions? The lesson can be related to the subject that you will be teaching. Okay, any task, particularly for the first quarter. Okay, we'll be back at 12:10 or 12:15.
Sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Kain na nga lang, may gagawin ito. Ganun.